Hello and welcome. I'm Kenda Ruth, and this is The Hero Spouse, and I'm going to answer one of your questions about marriage and midlife crisis. Today we have Suresh. Suresh is a male left behind spouse. His bomb drop was November of 2020, so a little bit over a year ago, and his date of marriage is 2003. Contact type is his wife is still at home, she hasn't moved out, and the energy level, she is a high energy replayer. Suresh has recently moved out, so they are actually not together anymore at the same location. He says, my wife said she felt she had a spiritual awakening in 2018, and it was overnight. She's always suffered from depression, and she also has menopause, and it was present at that time. I've always been the kids' caregiver. They're 8, 14, and 17. She turned our daughter against me. I think she mean it looks like, son 17. So son 8, daughter 14, son 17. She turned our daughter against me. She removed all intimacy and became inward, did not take proper care of the kids. She stopped work and just reading psychobabble books and started to become more and more distant. She monstered and spat venom daily, rewrote history, and started going out all night. In December of 2021, I couldn't take it anymore, so I left, and I've been out of the marital home for 2 months now. Our son, she threw him out. He's 17, and he came to live with me in a single room 3 weeks ago. My question is, if I go back home, I'm afraid she'll pack her bags and leave to move in with the alienator. She's been depressed, and she started therapy for chronic PTSD. I don't know where she is in her midlife crisis. She recently complained to her mother that her family, sister-in-law, and brothers aren't speaking to her. Is that a possible sign of a reconnection attempt? First, no, that's not. That's just a complaint that MLCers have. Everyone is turning against me. They don't talk to me anymore. That isn't a sign of reconnection at all. And so I want you to know that very clearly. She's just upset that she feels everybody's turning against her. She was able to blame you and project all of the negatives onto you, but all of those other people aren't supporting her either. And whether they are or not isn't the case. She feels that way because they're not talking to her. They don't know what to say to her. She's probably being very negative with all the venom spew, and it's coming out and the other people are seeing it. Next question was, if I go home, I'm afraid she'll pack her bags and leave to move with the alienator. MLCers leave. And I know that's really hard for you, and it's not going to be your fault. Go home. The person who wants out should be the one who gets out on their own if they do. Best is for her to leave by her own volition, by making the choice herself. Next is when you say you can't live here anymore. But you need to be at home. Especially, you said you were the kid's caregiver. You're the main caregiver for an 8-year-old. And your daughter, she's turned against you. Now, your daughter might choose to go with mom if she leaves. But she needs a stable force. And so, yes, absolutely, it is for the best for a stand and the best for the rest of your family, for you to return to your home. It is not your fault if your wife leaves. It is not your fault if she has an affair or has been having an affair. No matter what she says, her choices aren't something that are your responsibility. You're not accountable for them. And so she's going to leave, probably. MLCers leave. Women leave. It typically often take a little longer to leave than men because of the children. As the main caregiver, they need your stability in that household. And they have that history with you. And MLC parents often fail. They aren't being responsible, so your kids need you. And she's going to leave. I can't guarantee you that. But MLCers leave, and if she moves in with the alienator, what are the positives and negatives of that? Well, the negatives are maybe she'll take the kids there, or she'll try. Or the children will see this, and whether it's appropriate behavior or not, one parent's doing it, so one parent is trying to show it as appropriate behavior, and it's not. It adds that other element of an open affair. Now, what are the positives? The bloom can come off the rose. She can get the relationship going to the next level where it can continue to fail. And what are the neutrals? The neutral zone, you can't control it anyway. She could move the alienator into your house. I would much rather have her move out and them shack up that way than him come into your house where your children are, especially. You can't control what's going on with her. You can't control that she's going to leave or not. So my recommendation is you get back home. It's not going to be easy, but you can do this. Do it for yourself. Do it for your children. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see everybody in the next question.